Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the My Team Career Mode here for the French GP. But we do have a big thing here. It's a contract renewal with our teammate Oscar Piastri. We are going to renew the contract with Piastri. Obviously,
Here you can make an offer
it's been a little bit lackluster with performance, but in the end of the day, we still are at the back of the grid. We're still struggling with the car as well, so we'll keep him on for the rest of Season 1. Here we are, though, for the Pirelli hot lap here around the, the French GP. We're going to be doing the rival duel here in the Ferrari Roma. And this first two duels are always pretty easy. So here we are, coming through to win the first duel, final corner. I do enjoy doing these Pirelli hot laps, as you've seen. I love including them in this. I love doing them. It's a nice way to earn money in the career mode. Here we are for the second of the rival duels, going through the final corner, running right out to the white line in the middle of the corner. On exit, we're going to throttle it up, slide the back end out, and that's going to be win 2. Here we are for duel 3, obviously starting behind the other car here. I was just making a mistake at the beginning of this, but through the first corner, this is the second part of this chicane, down into the very next corner. We're going to be very aggressive on curbing. Now, getting set to go on to the back straightaway, we will run way wide here. But I knew where I was going to make my move. I know they brake early for this backstretch chicane, so I was thinking about trying to make a move here. But let's see if I can do it heading into this stretch chicane. On the brakes, way later than the car up ahead, but we're not going to be able to make the dive. Definitely thought about it, getting very aggressive on the curbing. Very slow through there, somehow getting an extended track limits warning, but we're going to try and make a move here. We've sat behind him for so long, but this is not over yet. Here we go, on the brakes just a bit, and there's the move. But he's fought back for a bit, but we're going to squeeze him wide, and that's going to be it for the rival duel here. And that's going to be it for the Pirelli hot lap. Here we are in Ep.10 at the end of the tire management program. Just going to see just how well we can do here on this lap. Very aggressive on the curbing in turns 1 and 2, and on the exit of 2. But down into the next turn, this is going to be where a bit of the wear comes. You see, we actually didn't do well on that lap. We did well on a previous lap to save the tires. But the one thing about this track is you put so much load on your tires when you're going through a lot of these quick corners that it wears the tires very much down to the braking zone. You can see this is one where you put a lot of load on the car. But we did do well to get through there. Here we go, coming up to probably the worst section for tires. Flat out corner, heavy load on the left side, and then a very quick corner that's just a very long corner as well. It kind of tightens off at the exit, and then here, another very long corner, late apex. And then yet again, a long corner with a late apex into a very tight, slow corner. So this will just eat up the tires, but you can get a good exit like I did there. It'll save the tires on the straight, and we will pass the tire wear program. Here we are halfway through our qualifying pace program, and obviously you guys know I absolutely hate this program. I just don't know what to do to actually pass it, because we've been getting in the green for lap times. We've been beating the target time. It goes slow through that corner, but We have been beating the target time every week, and every week we still fail the program. So I have no idea what I need to do for the practice program, but whatever, for the qualifying base program. Whatever it is, we go up to the line, DRS is open, and we fail the program again.
What the heck?
You can hear me talking about it, because I have not unplugged my mic at this point, but you can hear I was very mad about this one. But let's head into the race strategy program. Here we are on the end of lap 2 of the race strategy program, coming up to lap 3. This is one of the programs we always end up passing. It's actually one of my favorite programs to do. I do like doing the track privatization program as well. But this is really the first year I've actually done the practice programs, and I've actually kind of enjoyed it on this game. The programs have been the same, basically since I started playing the games in 2017. But now that I'm actually doing them, they are pretty enjoyable. At least for now. But so far, we are down on the target time, but we will get by it down the back straight. This chicane, you see, we hop the curb on the entrance. Not a very good run through there, but we still gain a bit of time. Heading into this fast right-hander, an area you can make a ton of overtakes. Obviously, if you watch the last Equestrian Mark Challenge I did here, we had that 3 wide overtake on George Russell and Sergio Perez, so it's definitely a track I like racing on in this game. You actually do get some very good battles at this track. But we are going to come through and go optimal for the tire wear, or the race strategy program. Sorry. Yeah, we go optimal in the race strategy program, but we are very slow on the mediums. So let's get set to head into Q1 for the French GP. Here we are exiting the pit lane here for our first lap in Q1. I have no idea what the pace is going to be like in this car. See, we're just testing off the runoff. But let's go into the first lap. Here we are now, about to start the first lap in Q1. Up to the line, down into turn 1. We go, and we're a little bit slower on through turn 1, very aggressive on the curbing in turn 2 though. And we tried to gain back whatever time we lost there, down into the braking zone for the second chicane. We take a wide entry, that's going to really slow us up for the rest of this corner. We go for a wide entry there, just try and tighten off the exit, get a straighter exit, but we go through there. Definitely not the best line we could have taken. DRS open down the back straightaway, heading into this interesting chicane. Down into the braking zone, we go in way too deep. We're never gonna make the corner, so we put the we put the ERS down and on, trying to save it up. We go through the runoff, but for some reason, we get our lap invalidated here. Our lap time invalidated, and that's going to force us to have to wait till the end of the session to get our first lap in. Here we are getting set for a final lap. You see we're behind Joe Guan Yu here in the Alfa Romeo. Up to the line. 56 seconds remaining in the session, so we have no time. If we make a mistake, this is where we're starting. So, way better run through turn 1 this time. We head into the second chicane now. On the brakes. Way better run through here as well, but we do drop it second way too early. So far, a way better run. We're a 10th down on Alex Albon though. That is not good. Down the back straightaway for the first time on a lap, I guess, technically. DRS open. We need to not make a mistake in the chicane. We're on the brakes way earlier than the first lap. And that's going to give us a good run through the chicane. Right, really aggressive on the curbing now. We end the second sector. We're 4/10 down on Alex Albon. Still, doesn't mean the end of the world. We can gain time in this final sector, hopefully. On the brakes a little bit earlier. Very aggressive on the curbing. Here we go, the tighter exit. We run right against the curb and nearly bottomed out on the curb. We run a bit wide, but we're going to get back onto the track. Final couple of corners, we run way wide. Trying to get a straight run here. Final corner, run up to the line. DRS open for the final time. We go for the shortest run up to the line, but it's only going to be P22 for the French Grand Prix.
Here we are again then at Le Castellet for another round of this year's Formula One World Championship. Renault took their first French Grand Prix win all the way back in the inaugural race in 1906, but it was another 73 years before they could take their second. I'm sure Alpine will be pushing hard to delight the local fans here today. We have 15 corners here at the circuit Paul Ricard, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, but the rain is coming down and making for a slippery racing surface. Luckily, there is plenty of runoff area available, and hopefully we'll be able to avoid bringing out a safety car during today's Grand Prix. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Perez, Charles Leclerc, and Verstappen, Norris, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, and Valtteri Bottas. Vettel, Albon, Guan Yu Zhou, and Oscar Piastri. Latifi, Thomas, Mick Schumacher, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And with me today, of course, is Natalie Pinkham. Can we begin by having a chat about Charles Leclerc? That was a great win in the last race, but can they keep that momentum going into this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
So, there you have it. We'll be starting P20 for the French GP. Mick Schumacher, Lance Stroll both have grid penalties behind us. We're going to be doing a one stop on the intermediates here. We're going to be dropping the fuel like normal, but let's get set for the formation lap here. But you do see also at the end of the race, heavy rain. There is one thing I'm worried about. We don't know how the car is going to do in the rain. We've had 2 mixed races. Australia was terrible for us in the rain, and then Miami we scored our first points. So we'll see how it is heading into the formation lap. Here we go, getting set to pull into the grid. I didn't know if I wanted to get heat in the tires or let them cool off some. You see, we are still going to light the rears up coming to the grid spot. Going to aim it to the wall, but we overstep it just a bit. We're going to be starting, here we go, for the 5 red lights. And the 5 red lights for the French Grand Prix are underway, and it's a good getaway from us compared to Latifi. And everyone up ahead is a little bit stacked up. We're up 3 positions already off the start. Down into turn 1, up 4. Or we're up 4. Now we're up a ton of spots. They were very slow through turn 1. Into turn 2, we're up to P13 here on the opening lap. But it's not over yet. We're going to see if we can gain anything else. Gasly, look to our outside there. Around the outside of Esteban Ocon and down the inside of Valtteri Bottas. We're into P11. Here on lap 1, can we maybe get Kevin Magnussen heading into the chicane here on the back straight? I don't know if we can, though. We have been very slow in a straight line in general, and with the raised wing. Yeah, we're not gaining on Magnussen. Bottas behind gaining on us, but still a great first lap as we're on the brakes early for the chicane. Very aggressive going over the curbing. We lose the back end a bit. Is that going to allow Valtteri Bottas to pressure us here, heading into the quick right-hander? He's looking for a move. Down the inside goes Valtteri Bottas, but he's not going to stay in it, but we go way wide, and Bottas will go through. But it's Pete's fault here on lap 1. We go down the inside again on Valtteri Bottas, and we take 11th back from the Alfa Romeo. Here we go. Valtteri Bottas sends one down the inside. We go wide, and it leaves us no space to rejoin. Contact with Bottas here. So now, front wing damage on the car. We look to get back down to the inside. More contact with Valtteri Bottas, but we do go through. And down the back straightaway, we're going to be struggling. And now we have the front wing damage. Bottas coming back at us. We're not going to let him go easily. Here comes Ocon around our outside. Down into the chicane. 3 wide for a second. We go down the inside of Bottas. Ocon goes around the outside. More contact with Valtteri Bottas. But we're going to go back to B12. Esteban Ocon is ahead of us now, and I don't even know if we could get him back. We clearly don't have pace. You see, the understeer in that corner is even worse now. We're going to run wide yet again. Bottas going to look for a send up the inside. No. But we are going to pit in this lap. Here we are coming into the pits. Down to the pit limiter, Valtteri Bottas follows us in. There's this. You see, we have a worn engine right now. 2 components, the turbo charger. I did not touch what the other one is. But let's take a look at the incident with Bottas once again. So Bottas sends it down our inside when we were already turning in for the corner, and just refuses to leave us any space to rejoin the track. So, I don't know. And then we definitely just kind of went for retaliation there, but I don't know what to say. We haven't had any luck this first season. But in the pit stop now, and we have an issue with the front wing.
There seems to be a problem removing the front wing, but we've got to try and put that behind us now and finish the race strong. Get your head down.
Bottas is going to beat us out of the pits. This race has gone from bad to worse. Albon goes ahead.
Alright, we'll be doing one more stop today. 1 stop left in this strategy.
I don't know what to say. We were running P11 and then that happened, so let's head out here. Here we are though, towards the end of lap 3 here. And we're going to run wide on the curb, lose the back end a bit, try and save it, but we go around in this race. It's just gotten worse. Nicholas Latifi's going to get away. Nicholas Latifi is past us. That kind of shows how tough this race has been. And we just lose the back end again. It has not been a great race for us. And here we are on lap 4. We spin it again, and I'm just going to call it quits. We are going to retire from the French GP. There's no reason in even fighting. Latifi was pulling away from us, and we just can't control the car right now. But that'll be it for us in the French GP. Let's see how the results have been.
Yet another historic win under their belts. Well done to the whole team at Mercedes. So, Natalie, what do you think helped them deliver this result?
Rain always has the potential to liven up a race and mix up the order, and they've taken full advantage of that to claim the victory today. It's a bit of a lottery when the conditions are like this, but they've managed to stay on the circuit and have come out on top.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Well, there you have it. George Russell wins the French GP on a bit of an interesting podium. Carlos Sainz second, Lewis Hamilton third. So a double podium for Mercedes here. George Russell is now a Grand Prix winner in the career mode. But that'll be it for the French GP. Thanks for watching here. Sorry I haven't been posting recently. But we're gonna hopefully try and get back to semi-normal uploads.
And now let's take a look at the driver's standings.
But that'll be it
the
from
best
the French
weekend for our
GP.
championship leader,
Max
and their
Verstappen,
advantage at the
championship
top
leader,
has been reduced.
6th place.
Let's focus on the driver of the day.
Of the top
Natalie
runners,
Pinkham,
but that'll
come
be
on,
it
who do you pick?
from
Mick
the French
Schumacher
GP.
gets my vote today.
Thanks for
Let's move
watching.
on to the constructors.